Hey there, let's talk about all of the books that are releasing in the month of May that are on my radar and that I'm really excited to read. Let's get into it. I'm going to pull out my laptop for this and go through the books so I can go ahead and read the synopsis for you. Okay, so these next 4 books will be released on May 5th of 2026. Starting off first with The Young Will Remember. This is by Eve J. Chung. This will be published by Berkeley Publishing Group. I'm pretty sure this is going to be a historical fiction. It says it's a sweeping novel about a correspondent trapped behind enemy lines during the Korean War and the women who help her find her way home. 1950, it's the coldest winter in decades, and 28-year-old Chinese-American journalist Ellie Chang is on a military flight to cover a battle in the mountains of North Korea when her plane is shot down. As she emerges from the falling aircraft onto an icy field surrounded by the enemy, Ellie is sure it's the end, certain she'll never make it home to her parents. Until a woman pushes her way through the crowd and claims Ellie as the lost daughter that she's been searching for since the last war ended. Never mind that Ellie doesn't speak a word of Korean. That's gonna make it challenging. She knows she can't stay, and yet there's no way she'll survive on her own. This sounds really interesting. I'm really excited to get to it once it releases. Okay, this next book is called Accumulation. This is by Aimee Pokwatka, and this is being published by Putnam. I believe this is a horror novel, and I really like this cover. It says a twisty, searing conversation-starting novel about a filmmaker turned housewife who moves into her dream house and is forced to consider whether it's the house or herself that is haunted. There's been a lot of haunted house novels that are coming out recently. I'm currently reading You Should Have Been Nicer to My Mom, which is another horror haunted house story. Yeah, I'm really digging these. Tennessee Cherish moves into the dream house her husband bought for her. A brighter future seems to be on the horizon. Even if her husband is frustratingly absent due to his new high-paying job, even if their 2 children begin acting out in strange ways, even if she feels lonelier than ever. Distracted by the endless details that come with moving into a new town, a new house, and new schools, Ten doesn't notice when odd things begin happening at home, the faucet that runs at all hours, the creepy doll that seems to show up in every room. She doesn't notice that? I feel like I would. The human tooth they found in the floorboards. That's when I would leave. Anyways, this sounds really good. I'm excited to get to it. I think out of these 4, this one is probably the one that I'm most excited for. This is The Girl with 1,000 Faces by Sunyi Dean. Sunyi Dean wrote another book whose name I am escaping already, but it's like a vampire type of book, but I believe they like consume knowledge or something like that. Yeah, The Book Eaters. So this one is going to be published by Tor, and it says it's a stunning gothic tale set in a historical Hong Kong that meshes ancient myths, local legends into a haunting story of ghosts, grief, and women who will not forgive. When Mercy Chan washes up on the shores of Hong Kong with no family, no money, and no memories, the only refuge she finds is the infamous ghost-infested slum of Kowloon Walled City. I feel like there's also been quite a few novels lately where it starts off with someone washing up offshore or something like that. Anyways, since then, she has rebuilt her life, working for the local triad as a ghost talker and dealing with the angry and bitter spirits who haunt the district. The filthy gutters and cramped alleyways of Kowloon have become her home. But the past Mercy can't remember isn't done with her. An unusually powerful ghost has infested Kowloon's waterways, drowning innocents and threatening the district. It claims to know Mercy, and secrets from her past are best left forgotten. I'm intrigued. I loved her previous novel, so I will be reading this one. This one is another one that I'm really excited for. I haven't read anything by Tiffany Tsao. I believe she's also a translator. I've seen her name before, definitely as a translator, but I don't know if she's actually put out any works on her own. Anyways, this cover really intrigued me, so I want to pick it up. This is being published by Harper Via, and I think it's going to be like a mix of horror, fantasy, sci-fi, so something speculative. In a world where drastic measures have averted the global environmental crisis, humans too are now subject to great transformation. Vivi should be happy she's pregnant, but she's troubled by a looming reality that seemingly bothers no one else. Having a baby also means birthing an identical, nearly indestructible self who will eat her and take her place. Oh, Nature's way of equipping women for the challenges of motherhood. But as Vivi's unborn child develops, so does her fear. I mean, yeah, you're gonna be eaten. In a rare turn of events, Vivi emerges from rebirth weakened rather than strong. When her husband cannot tolerate her defects, they divorce and Vivi relocates to the country with her baby to work for her old boss. But just as with her failed rebirth, swapping old for new isn't as straightforward as it seems. When Vivi finally discovers what went wrong during childbirth, it will rewrite her life utterly. Okay, I'm very intrigued by this one. I actually had no idea what it was about. I just really like the cover. But now that I know, this might be the one that I'm looking forward to the most out of these 4. Okay, apart from those 4, there are 2 more that will be published in May. These are going to be published May 26th. So let's talk about both of them. The first one is I'll Watch Your Baby by Neena Viel. This is being published by St. Martin's Press, and this is a historical horror mystery thriller. 1974, Lottie Turner is already infamous, running a wheel of schemes and scams. She's willing to work for what she wants in creative ways, but no business is more lucrative than desperate families looking to adopt a child. There's only one way to procure children quickly, and the only way to take ode to you is to cross the line no one else is willing to cross. 1994, Bless has finally found the family she deserved. After suffocating slowly with lackluster parents and a non-starter past, she's found the friends that mean everything to her. But someone is playing a long game. Someone has unfinished business, where the only escape hatch is a path only she can walk. Okay, so this sounds definitely more like a literary horror. And then the other one is Dead Weight by, I don't know how to pronounce this author's name. So let me type it into Google to see how her name is pronounced. She's an Icelandic author. It says it's Hildur Knútsdóttir. Hildur Knútsdóttir. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. So this one is being published also by Tor, and it's supposed to be like a horror mystery thriller. So this says, an Icelandic knight may hide secrets and affairs or even bodies in this gruesomely cathartic horror thriller. Unnur was living a normal, if lonely life until a black cat showed up at her door. When she tracks down the cat's wayward owner, she finds a young woman just as lost and in need of help. Unnur likes the company and she begins to rely on Asta in turn. I'm guessing this is the black cat. But like a black cat, trouble has been tailing her new friend, and Unnur is the only one there for Asta when things take a violent turn. The 2 women quickly learn nothing tests a friendship like blood on your hands. Okay, this entire time I thought she meant someone's following the cat, but someone's following the cat's owner. Gotcha. That would have been interesting too. This author previously wrote The Night Guest, and it's the closest that I've come to reading something that is Jeff Vandermeer-esque. I love his works. And it was just so uncanny, super suspenseful. I really liked her writing, so I want to go ahead and pick up this one as well. So those are the books that I'm most excited to pick up in the month of May. Let me know down below what you're most excited for, and I'll see you later. Bye.